Well, if you're like most of us, you get maybe 3 times a week a letter in the mail saying you should refinance. It's time to refinance. But it's kind of sneaky. Jeff Sargent with ONB Residential Mortgage Division. It's sneaky that these letters come with the name of your mortgage company that you financed with however many years ago, as if it relates directly to that mortgage, when really it's a solicitation for new business. Yes. What is the story that people should know about these letters that come in the mail? How do they get the information? What are they after?
They go down and go to the courthouse and they buy a list, or they get the list, and they find out who your mortgage is with, how much it's for, how long you've had the mortgage, is there equity, so can they help you is what they want to do. But really, is that what it's about? Can they help you?
Wait a minute. Wait, well, and of course, there is that underlying issue of maybe they can help you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it is good. But you said some things that are very key to me, which I wasn't even prepared to talk about when we were talking about the show. The fact that they know what your equity is, so they know whether you're a good person to hit with mortgage refinancing, because they may be able to advertise no-cost refis, which means that they can roll in added fees, give you a great deal, but roll in added fees that you never pay out of your pocket. But when you're done, you owe so much more on your house than what your original loan balance was that you just got ripped off.
Yes, we hear that a lot. And a lot of times they'll tell you there are no fees, and you get to closing and maybe there are no fees. But if you really shopped around and maybe made some phone calls, you might find that for a lower rate, you do pay some fees, and you don't have twice as much.
So you have you have no fees but a higher rate.
Exactly.
Or you have some basic fees which could be rolled into your loan and get a better rate, which might pay itself out in 6 months. I mean, this is a financial proposition. It's not just a matter of shopping for the best rate or the lowest fees.
Sometimes it's better to ask yourself, you know, why are these people calling me? Why are they writing me, is what you need to ask yourself, and think, I kind of like my 5.875 rate that's paid down and I only owe 7 years. Of course you don't need that, but some of these things sound too good to be true, and in reality they are.
Well, Jeff, isn't it true that 70% of the interest is captured in the first 10 years of the mortgage?
That's, I think, the statistic, Jerry.
So if that's true, and you refinance, you're opting back into the biggest part of the interest.
You're starting all over again.
Yeah, especially if you're going with long-term 30, 40, 50 even year loan, which we've heard about. So yes, definitely, you're starting the ball game over again, but you're on the losing end of the stick, and the predator, or I should say lender, that found you by mail is the one that's making out.
Yeah,
exactly. So you better be careful, and it's caveat emptor, buyer beware.
Well, don't be the loser on the end of the stick. I mean, the loser at the end of the stick.
Exactly.
You get my point. 481-6833. 481-6833. ONB Residential Mortgage Division.
Yes, and you can even
Jeff
reach
Sargent.
me, yeah, on my cell phone.
You'll be available today?
Yes, 636-0630. The only time I won't be available is when we do a radio show. And we go to Darryl's website and you can find out about that.
Good to know about that
or
stuff.
Jerry's.
The radio shows, KRMG, AM 740, runs at 12:30 on Saturday, so that'll be coming up here shortly. And you've missed, but catch it next week, the 7 a.m. show on.
And it was a great show. I was going to say, it was just a great show.
Oh, it's always a great show when you're on.
It's very, very fun.
We've been watching The Future of Real Estate. Tulsa source for local real estate news and information. Remember, if you missed anything about the guests or topics, you can find them online at DarrylBaskin.com, or shop for a house. One address, thousands of homes, DarrylBaskin.com. We'll see you here next week on The Future of Real Estate.
Blah, 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 blah.